Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I've got something a little bit different for you today. I'm running a bit of Apex footage in the background of a fun little game that I had playing with Jam and Spinderus recently. However, I'm going to use it as a bit of an opportunity first to have a chat to you guys about the current state of Apex, where it is with the most recent season update, which has been called Legacy, rather than following the traditional number approach for the seasons. So technically, it is season 9. So I thought I'd have a chat about that. And then towards the end, I'll probably move over to a bit more of the gameplay commentary, because this game's a little bit of a quiet one to start off with, and then it picks up a bit more towards the end, where I think you guys will enjoy me talking about that a little bit more. So in terms of the season update that came through about a week ago now on Apex, the Legacy season, it introduced a new character, Valkyrie. And it introduced a new weapon, the Bocek, and a number of other balances to a number of legends, and also to some of the weapons in the game. So in terms of the new character, in terms of Valkyrie, she's pretty fun from what I've seen. I haven't played a lot of her. I think I've only played a couple of games. She's not too overpowered. It seems like her jump jets are a little bit of a double-edged sword for her. It's good for her to reposition, but then she's quite vulnerable while she's moving slowly through the air as well. So yeah, not too powerful with this early introduction, but that might change. Her other abilities are ultimate. Those abilities are a bit stronger. So yeah, seems a reasonable introduction for that legend. The weapon balances all seem pretty good. Spitfire's taken a nerf. A few of the others have had a buff. Havoc's been buffed. Peacekeeper's back in ground loot, but consequently had a nerf. Triple Take's gone into care packages and had a buff. And there's been some changes to the Olympus map as well, with a new area, a ship that's landed, which seems to be an evolving part of the storyline to the Olympus map. As there's some new growth across it, which I'm expecting is going to lead into something else in later seasons. So yeah, the patch has been fun. In terms of the new weapon, the Bocek, it's been introduced with it's been a little overpowered. It was fun. I questioned it in the first couple of days, but the more I played with it, the more I realised that actually it was a really powerful weapon, especially once you got a decent sight on it. 3 times is the best sight you can put on the Bocek, and once that's on there, you can pretty much snipe people halfway across the map. It's got very little drop on the arrows. And when you hit someone in the head and you're doing about 100 damage from one bolt, suddenly they've lost all their shields, and there's a bit of panic, and it's an easy opportunity for someone else with a Bocek or a sniper to just take them out. So it was proving very powerful. Now there's been a couple of days ago at the time of this video a nerf to the Bocek. Its body damage, I think they reduced the damage it was doing to the body by about 10. They've reduced the size of the stacks of ammo, and I think they've reworked a few other things on it as well to do with like the timing of the shots of the arrows. So it has been nerfed because it was so powerful on release. So I haven't really played with it a huge amount since that nerf, so we'll see how that plays out. There was also another nerf to the Spitfire, because it seems that whatever nerf they did do wasn't enough. So I've been having fun playing the new patch. There's nothing currently overly broken now that the Bocek's taken a bit of a nerf. And equally, the new legend, she's not overpowered, she's not too weak. And some of the buffs and nerfs they've done to the other legends have just mixed up the meta a little bit. Octane's a notable one. He was pretty much an insta pick for a lot of people pre Legacy season, but now he loses a lot of health from using his stim. I think it's as much as almost 20% or something like that. So it's a drastic change, and it really makes you think about using that stim a little bit more before going into a fight, because you're giving yourself a noticeable disadvantage for that reposition. And likewise, some of the buffs to the heroes and changes have been have mixed up the meta too. So Lifeline, for example, no longer gets her res shield, but she can now res 2 people at the same time. She's no longer a low profile legend. In fact, low profile's been removed, so that 5% damage reduction that you had on Lifeline, Wraith, and there was another one as well. I think it was Watson. Watson's previous season, but that's all being removed. So that is a buff which has been applied to a number of legends, and Wraith therefore feels a lot stronger this season because she doesn't have that damage, that increased damage that she takes, and that smaller hitbox. She's certainly playable again, and I've been enjoying playing some Wraith and Lifeline actually so far this season. So yeah, overall it feels like some good balance changes, and they've quickly within a week released another patch to refine those balance changes. So I think it's shaping up to be quite an interesting season in terms of the Battle Royale. Of course, they've introduced the Arena mode as well, which is essentially a 3v3 face-off, which is round-based, and you buy weapons at the start of the round using resources that reset each round. And that's been interesting. Bit sweaty for my liking. It may not be to everyone's taste, but I can see the attraction, and it's bringing Apex to a wider audience. I'd say if people aren't into a battle royale, then it offers an opportunity for them to get stuck into the 3v3. So yeah, overall good changes. Good start to the season. We'll see where it goes from here. I'm yet to hear about any events that they're going to be holding through the season. So we'll see what comes and how things play out. Whether those events are going to be more focused on the arenas or the battle royale, will be interesting to see. We'll keep playing and see what happens. So just going back to the match, it's been a bit of a quiet start. Obviously, there was a few kills for Spin and Jam off drop, and I kind of arrived a bit late to the party. And then we've just been running around looting. Now it was a late drop because I was AFK at the start, so we dropped almost at the end of the flight path. So yeah, one other squad here with us, and we've just been, since killing them, we've just been looting up. Now I think I'm just remembering what happened in this game. So I've picked up the Bocek and the vault for the close range. This was pre Bocek nerf, I think. Oh no, maybe it wasn't actually, because I'm just looking at the stacks of arrows there. I think they only stacked to 28, whereas I think pre-nerf they stacked to something like 56. So this isn't pre-nerf actually, and you might be able to tell that later. So I was looking at the circle. It's quite an odd circle because we dropped so late on the flight path, but we had a huge circle advantage. It just kept moving in towards us. So we're kind of rotating out of that area that we started in quite slowly now actually. We're on some high ground here, so my thought process was just going to scout really and see what I could see, because I think I said at one point earlier in the game that we had that awkward circle where you're kind of in the middle, so you can push shots, but then you're probably pushing out of position when you've got a circle. So it depends how you like to play. If you're an absolute gamer and you can push shots and win almost every fight, then you can still do that and play for the win. But if you're not so sure, and Spin who's playing this a little bit less experienced at Apex, we were kind of running a risk. If we wanted to play for the win, we were running a risk by pushing lots of shots and pushing out of what is essentially a high ground, centre of the circle, advantageous position. So I was just scouting here to see what I could see. I only had a 1 to 2 times on the bow, and as I mentioned earlier, the preference for me is to have the 3 times. The 3 times really makes this thing shine, because then at close range you can use the hip fire. You've obviously got to hit your shots like the wingman, and you've got that draw time on the bow as well, so for the string to draw back, so you've got to account for that, hence why you need to hit your shots. If you're hitting headshots up close, great, this thing destroys people, but if you're missing the shots, not so good. So I took a few shots there with the 1 to 2, really wasn't close enough, so I'm just repositioning here, trying to keep the high ground but also getting closer to that squad that I could see. And if memory serves, I think they were actually fighting down there, and then by this point that you're now looking at, they'd stopped fighting and they were behind this rock. So I was taking a few shots or I will do it in a moment, because they're sitting behind there, I presume looting. I think they've beaten the squad that they were fighting. You can see just in the background there, through that cut through, that the circle is really close to them. So they're on a timer here. They're going to have to move in. I think I realise either at this point or shortly that they're going to have to move in. You see, I'm setting a few arrows down. I think maybe I hit 1-2 shots if I'm being kind to myself, and then we start getting attacked by this other team to this other cut through. So they're all in choke points, if you notice in here. So I think what we've encountered is basically the circles move towards us. These teams have all been pushed into these choke points and had fights. They've killed people. They've probably got decent body shields. We're not doing too badly. Obviously, me and Spin have got a purple body shield. Jam's got a blue one. So we're not doing too badly considering the general body shield shortage that there's been this patch. But we've got 2 squads attacking us from different angles. Now, this where I'm looking now, you see I land a shot there and does 54 body damage, which isn't a great amount. I'm not sure if that's been nerfed, because I'm used to seeing it do 70. Oh, sorry, the body damage was nerfed to 60, but I'm not sure why I did 54 to that one guy there. Whether I was just going past a bit of a damage drop off, because you saw the second shot that I landed did actually do 60, which is what the bow should now do, it having been 70 previously. So yeah, I was just trading some blows with those guys. Someone using a charge rifle unusually. I mean, I can't really get on with that gun. But someone's actually carrying this, and you'll see they carry it fairly late into the game. So he's hitting these shots here, and they're not actually doing that much damage because he's not hitting that final burst. But when he does, you'll see I suddenly do drop quite a lot of health, I think, in a second. When he hits the initial hit scan and that final burst on me. So at this point, my thought process is I want to keep the pressure on these teams. That's all. If I get her down, great. But I'm not really expecting to wipe a team at this range, put it that way. So Spin throws his ult there, the Gibby ult, which just missed the back rock. So although it kind of zoned them a little bit on that closer rock, it missed the back one, so I wasn't quite sure whether one stayed behind or whether they did push to the right here. So you can see I'm kind of looking just to try and work out where they are, and then where this other team has gone as well that I was trading blows with a moment ago, checking flanks. Then I spot this care package here, and I think, oh well, don't mind if I do. We'll see what's in here. I was kind of, I'm always hoping for a Kraber, but especially on this occasion because this was such a ranged fight. To be taking this with the bow with a 1-2 just wasn't ideal. So I was hoping a Kraber, and then I might be able to get some picks. But no, I get the sniper scope. I take that. I'm not sniping, but I take it for a teammate. I check whether the sniper scope goes on the triple take that I've picked up, but it doesn't because the triple take is now a marksman rifle, no longer a sniper. So I'm stuck with the 2-4, which is not terrible, still better than the 1-2 on the bow, but it is a triple take. So it's got its limitations, even in its buffed care package form. And you can see here, I hit a nice shot, but 69 damage to the body. And I don't know what it is about the triple take now, but it doesn't feel as heavy hitting, even though it's technically being buffed going into the crate. I don't know whether it's this 2-4 that I've got on and the distance that I'm shooting at, but you see I'm hitting these body shots 41. Now, I think that was a fully choked shot there, which in my mind means that all the bullets should be pretty much next to each other, and that should have therefore been a full hit, which should be 20-something damage a bullet. So I should have hit him for 60, but I only hit him for 40. So I'm not sure in the patch notes, I'll have to look at the patch notes again, whether they actually nerfed the spread of the bullets when the shot is fully choked. It's possible they have, because it just doesn't feel like, unless you're close kind of within that 2-4 range, it doesn't feel like the shots are hitting as hard as they otherwise would. So I've noticed now that we're getting pushed up the side, and I'll call out in a moment, you might hear if I haven't already, that everyone's going to get pushed here, because you can see this circle is closing in, and I've realised that this wall here is going to be a huge choke point. Everyone is going to get pushed into this choke point, so everyone's going to be making a manoeuvre around. Retrospectively, I've just thought they may have been able to get further around kind of where I'm looking if they'd have gone all the way around that way, but in my mind I was just thinking, right, this is going to become a choke point, so we need to make a move closer, if not through that gap. So you can see I get an absolute god nade there and down that guy. But then my teammates call out from behind me that they're getting pushed, so I spot this Octane. I call this out to Jam and tell him that the Octane's pushing on his left, and you can see he's ready, he pops his ult. So that's good play from him to react to that, and obviously I called it out. I drop him the health drone kind of in expectation that he might need it, and then I go to town on this guy. He's using a triple take as well. I miss shots, he misses shots, but I ultimately down him. Now I go for the finish but realise he's got a purple shield, so he's not going to be rezzing himself, and he's in the open and I don't see his teammate, so I take the opportunity to heal, not too worried about him just for the moment, kind of leave him to his own devices. Obviously he's got a teammate somewhere because he didn't have a res shield and he's still knocked, and he's his teammate, so he's crouching, ducking, weaving, but there we go, he's dead. He has got a res shield, so I go for the finish because this will get me some shields back as well. I thought it was worth it. And you'll see, that's squad wipe there. Now, I was moving up previously, so I'm doing a bit of looting here, and then it suddenly occurs to me, hold on a minute, I was actually trying to get position before we ended up engaging in this fight. So I really need to go and do that again, because everyone else is going to be moving up ahead of us, and we're going to be pushing to that choke point behind. So I see these other squads kind of late arrivers like us in terms of getting through that choke point. Hit the Mirage a little bit. That upgrades my body shield to a red one, so I was quite pleased. That was good going into the late game. And then this is the guy with the charge rifle from earlier, and you'll see in a second he beams me. That was a full shot. He beams Jam in front of me here. He beams me again, so that's two shots of the charge rifle, and I'm low, have to heal. Jam gets beamed by him as well here and has to fall back. But because I got those shields off, I thought, right, I'm going to peek, I'm going to have a go. I've got the triple take, I should be able to challenge this. So I do, I give it a go. And you'll see here, I don't know why I'm in 2 times, I should be in 4 times here, but I'm using the 2. I headshot him and hit him, so 140 damage to him there. So I knew he was low, the circle's pushing in on him, and I get the knock on him, and I send another one just to make sure he dies because I didn't want him self-resing and getting in. Now we push around this corner and there's a squad waiting for us, which is exactly what I was afraid of. We get the knock on one, and then the Mirage is there, he dies. Now Jam and Spin have both gone down. I nearly die because the ring at this point is doing a lot of damage. Those are the squads behind me, I'm pretty satisfied are dead. I glance up there and I just realised 3 squads left, so it's me versus 2 other squads and I'm on my own, and there's no way I'm getting banners at this point, there's no res point. So this is what it is, it's me, my triple take and my vault, and then I just see a Loba shop ping up, so I think, right, there's the squads, and then they're fighting. So now I'm waiting till it goes to 2 squads here. This is my thought process. I'm thinking, right, whatever happens here, really, I want to wait. Unless I can get a very easy pick, I want to wait till it goes to 2. And there it just clips down. So I know this is my time to strike. I see the Bloodhound in here. I miss a few shots with the Vault, but do crack him. Stick my heal down just to top up my health. And then hip fire this, because hip fire, oh no, Apex is OP. Now he just shows his body, his knockdown shield there. So I know there's a pressure to finish him, because if I don't, he could self-res while I'm fighting anyone else. But I also think he could be the last one. It's just that he's got a res shield. He's going for it. I kill him. But now I know he's not the last one and there's more left in his squad. They're angry. Here come the nades. I take a shot. Just heal up here. And I think, right, I need to do something. I need to not be here. So I go for the high ground. You'll see. Here we go. Climbing up. And then I spot someone. Now, I don't know whether there's still 2 left or 1 left at this point. I decide I'm going to play this high ground. And play the verticality, and you can see I'm spraying, whittling down the Wraith, and there's the Loba. So there are 2, and I punch her. Missed the second punch. I was hoping I'd drop a bit sooner, but get the third one and knock her. So now I know it's 1v1. Health drone down again. I could really do with healing up some shields, so this Wraith may be fully healed now. And she comes up, and there we go. Hit her with the Hadouken. She's dead, and that was a win. 1v3 at the end, and yeah, as you can see, my heart rate was really going. I don't often get that adrenaline hit on Apex anymore because I've seen a fair few wins in the game, but that one really got me. When it was 3 squads at the end and I knew I was on my own, and then it went to 2, and then to have the 3-man and to beat them, yeah, I was really pleased with that. So I hope you guys also enjoyed that as well, and just enjoyed our discussion about the patch notes. I'll leave it there for today. I will see you guys really soon, and I hope you all get a chance to drop by my Twitch channel when you get 5 minutes. I'll leave a link in the comments, and I will catch up with you all very soon. Thanks guys, take care, bye.